Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, this time is here again. It's Muharram, my heart is heavy once again, hearing of your ordeals and your pain. Ya Hussain, tell me please, how am I meant to appease this heart of mine which cries at night, wishing it could have helped in your fight? I'm sat here in silence, and yet I hear the sound of your caravan as though it's near. I feel the hot air and the dust on my face as you reach closer and closer to that place. My soul feels both here and afar, residing here and in that land, Karbala. My soul shakes and my heart is wounded deep. A sea of tears weep and weep. What do I say? What can I say? Whose story do I narrate? The children, the thirsty, Akbar or Askar's fate? Do I speak of bravery and courage, or do I speak of how in one night you aged from sorrow, from carrying the dead in your arms and witnessing the final breath of your baby in your hands? Do I speak of Abbas and his unwavering spirit, and how he would not drink a single drop of water though so near it, and how he valiantly tried and tried to ensure that the water would reach the dry lips of children in sorrow? Do I tell people of how they brutally killed him, or worse, he left this world hearing the thirst, the thirst? My eyes dim as the smoke does rise. It engulfs tents as screams arise. I watch on in horror as it blazes around those for whom this entire ground, this earth it was all created for. How the ignorant did indeed ignore, heedless of truth, or was it envy so great that caused them to sit and lie in wait, as water was denied, and yet you, Ya Hussein, even allowed their horses to drink on that plain. They stood pacing up and down, thirsty for your blood, as all you wanted was that they should allow water for the children, women, but no. They even released arrows as you would bow. Your strong and truthful men did stand guard around. A salah was offered, and the beautiful sound echoed on the plains of Karbala as you showed us all that even in such circumstance you made the call to prayer, the call to Allah, and turned your blessed face towards He whose light fills this place. Ya Hussein, I do not know what to say. I cannot fathom what happened on that day. As it pierced through your heart, how did the arrow not cry? How could it not shout, why, why? How did it not break and shatter before it reached you? How did the skies bear witness to what the enemies did to you? How did the earth not rip apart at the sight of your blood so pure? Ya Hussein, I do not know what to say, I do not know. For there is the sorrow of all who breathed their last on the plains of Karbala, but hold fast, dear heart, dear soul, hold strong, for there was so much more to follow. As they pulled out the earrings from Sakina's ears, taunted her with her worst fears, made her walk on scorching sands under a sun that wished it had not arisen, how they brought out your precious, light-filled head on a spear to quieten her cries, but it brought her near, as she could not stand it and breathe her last, rushing to you so quickly and so fast. Baba, Baba, she would spend her nights crying, and the world turned away denying, saying they did not know that those imprisoned were your own family, and so they stood and they mocked as tears did flow. But not one was prepared, and not one knew that lions are a part of a pride, and just as you are one, so too is Lady Zainab, the woman of light and the gem of two precious stars. And what can be said of this pride of ours? Lady Zainab, the one whose light is so grand that she shook the evildoers when she took a stand. In the court of Yazid she stood and attested to all that is truth, and this he detested. But you, O Zainab, did not falter or weaken at all, and he tried his best to make you fall by asking how you felt about God after the events of Karbala, and you beautifully testified to God's beauty, a strength so few possess except you noble ones, patient and strong. You did what was right and forbade what was wrong. Ya Imam Zain al Abidin, I cannot imagine the frustration that must have been endured each moment, as surely your test was having to wait back as all the rest raced to their deaths valiantly to defend the truth. But you had a test which reminds me of Imam Hassan al-Islam too. For as he secured peace treaties, I am sure that your presence meant the ladies were secure. They needed you, and you were their support, and for us you wrote words of wisdom to keep us afloat. As Karbala approaches, I always seem to hear the start of a caravan moving near and near, its destination difficult and soaked in sorrow, and yet its outcome is that it allowed Islam to have a tomorrow. For in it we learn the beauty of patience in such adversity, of the meaning of sacrifice and sincerity, of the importance of prayer in all states, of the inevitability of certain fates. As Muslim bin Aqil tried his very best to warn you to turn away, but the rest is history, as they say, although it will always be our present, our everyday, until we realize that every injustice is a call to our loyalty to ensure that the Karbala that happened shall not be repeated any more. So rise, rise, O listeners, and wipe these tears. Hold fast to your brothers and hush their fears. Hold hands with your family in humanity and say, injustice must leave, it has no place to stay. But I ask of you this, let these tears not be in vain. Don't just feel the sadness and the pain. Tap into the essence of Karbala and the morals being taught. Live with the truth for which the noble ones fought.